All right, I was saying that the world in which we are is transactional in nature, in the sense that there is always a transaction going on every day, every minute, every second. And if you are not aware of that, you are going to be sold instead of you to be buying, right? So a lot of time we are the one being sold. We are the victim of the transactions that goes on in our daily lives or on this planet. And the more you become victim of the transaction, the lower on the ladder you go. So you must understand this, that there is transaction going on. I need to let you know that if you do not know the world is transactional in nature, you are going to be played as part of the game, right? So this world depends and thrives on value trade. I repeat that this world depends and thrives on value trade. Every time you wake up in the morning, you request value from people, and for you to get those value, those people request for value in return. Sometimes the value, or most times the value we give in return is actually in form of money, right? So we give money as value that we give in return. So you must understand that for you to survive, for you to thrive, for you to be successful, you must give more value and get more value, right? If you give a value that is a ton, you get value in return that is a ton. You cannot compare a man that give a value in a ton to a man that give value in 1,000 tons or in 10,000 tons. So you can't compare same. So we see men and we say these men are great these days. Why? Because number one, they understand the fact that the world is transactional in nature. They must give something for them to get something. Now, the higher what they give, the higher what they get. The more needed what they give, the more needed what they get. The more valuable they give, the more valuables they get. The value you contain depends on the capacity you have to receive this value, right? So you might be in the midst of value trade and you do not even have capacity for it, and you won't even notice there is something being traded, right? You won't even notice because you do not have capacity to see. Hello, my name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help you to achieve your goals, right? There will never be answers if there are no questions. And the more answers you have, the more growth you experience, the more progress people can see, the more product and more services you can actually generate. Now, a lot of people talk about success and failure. Somebody has asked me before that what's my own definition of success, because I told the person success means different things to people. Have you ever seen people before that say, once I can climb Mount Everest, I'm successful? That's their entire life dream. That's what they just want to do. Some people, success to them means flying all around the world, going, visiting cities and countries. Some people, it's just more money, right? Some people, it's just let me have a great home, a great life, let my organization be known. Success to everybody means different things. But see, this is success. Success is finding what works and sticking to it. Once you find something that is working, stick to it. That's success. A lot of time, once as entrepreneur, your idea or your product fails, you know what? They term you as a failure. But for me, that's not a failure. Let's use this instance. Success is answering more questions correctly than the ones you get wrongly. Success means having more answers. That's just what it means. If two persons go into an examination hall and it's over 100, but one person scores 70 correctly and he misses 30 questions, you know 70 over 100, we are still going to assume that that person is a success. You say, oh, he passed the exams. Why? It's not because he failed some. He failed some, yes, but the ones he actually scored correctly, they are higher than the one he failed. The same thing in life. Even in exams, when you fail 70 questions out of 100, they say you failed the course. Why? Because your correct answers are lower than the wrong ones. So this is life. The more answers you can answer correctly, the more questions you can answer correctly, the more successful people term you to be. We are not failures because we missed a point, because you missed a step, because you started a business and it's not working, because you did not hit your target. You are not a failure. Really, you will become a failure if you make more mistakes in life, if you make more wrong decisions in life than you make the right one. So I'm saying to you today, there are questions everywhere. There are questions everywhere, but you can provide answers to them. So you are not a failure because you missed a step. You are a failure if you repeatedly miss those steps. So as an entrepreneur, my name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help business owners and entrepreneurs to do more, right? And on this video today, I want to talk to business owners about questioning. Quite a lot of innovations or inventions we have in our world today were actually bettered because someone asked questions, or even nature asked questions. So the more questions you can ask, the more answers you get. Now, the more intelligent questions you ask, the more intelligent answers you have. One time during one of our trainings, I remember somebody asked me that which one is more important, questions or answers, which I answered him. I said I've never given it a thought, but now that he asked, let's think about it together. Will there ever be answers if there were no questions? No, it's the questions that brought answers. Now, even if answers were here and we do not have questions for them, we will never value the answers because we will never know there are answers to questions. So really, questions and answers are like two sides of a coin. They are like two wings a bird fly with. Now, you need to ask questions consistently. Phil McKinney said, if we ask questions every night, that what question have I asked today that have brought new ideas or that have brought growth to my life? He said many of us will be better off. And I agree with that. If your business is wherever it is right now, it's because there's a question you are yet to answer. If we all do what McKinney says, we ask ourselves questions every night to say, what question have I asked myself, or what question have I answered today that have moved my venture forward a bit, that have moved my life forward a bit? I think we will all be better. But it's because a lot of us do not ask questions, and it's not our fault. While we were growing up, they made us feel like only dumb people ask questions. Most times when kids ask questions, they shut them up to say, do not ask such questions. And the interesting thing is, smart people ask questions. As a matter of fact, smart people ask intelligent questions. And once the questions are answered, then there is a way, there is growth, there is progress, there is improvement, right? So we are here today because nature has questions and we've answered them. We have some answers. Some innovations sprang off because of answers we provided. People ask us questions. Everything is asking questions. But the more answer you can provide as an entrepreneur, the better for you and your business. In the next video, I will be talking about the 7 persons you should ask questions, because if you don't know the people you should ask questions, then you might just be stranded.
Then say hi to your neighbor, get to know your neighbor, and in 2 minutes for you to start. Is that fine? So can we go ahead now? Let me see us do.
My name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help business owners and entrepreneurs to do more. I want to talk to startups. I want to talk to entrepreneurs about starting from where they are. I've heard a lot of business owners say to me that I don't have this, that's why I've not started this. I don't have this, I'm waiting for this. And what I want you to know, listen to my statement very well. If you wait to get it, you will never get it. It's that simple. If you wait to get it, you will never get it. Listen, look at great corporations today. None of them started with everything intact. They started with what they had, right? So you've got to start with what you have. You know, there's an inspiring story I found in the Bible, and it's the story of the sons of the prophet. And they said to their master, I call him the mentor, they said to their mentor that where we are is too small for us. Let's go and get wood, let's go and get plants, let's expand where we are. They actually desired a new level. Now they got to where they were cutting the wood, and something happened. The axe head fell. The axe they were using to cut the call it our lifetime because time is your life. When somebody wastes your time the first time, it's their fault. If that person wastes your time the second time, it's your fault. Every minute, every second of the day we spend, we open our eyes like this, your life is being spent. Because there are two things we do with time. You invest or you spend it. Listen to this carefully. Because of the country in which we live in, we work 30 days, we collect money. If you are in the West, you live in a developed country, you know that for every money you give out, you are giving your time. Because you earn per time. They tell you are earning $100 per hour. So the moment I give you $100, I know that's 1 hour. So there is a time to money in developed countries. But why we are where we are today in this part of the world is because we do not even know the value of our time in currency form.
My name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help business owners and entrepreneurs to do more. I want to talk to startups. I want to talk to entrepreneurs about starting from where they are. I've heard a lot of business owners say to me that I don't have this, that's why I've not started this. I don't have this, I'm waiting for this. And what I want you to know, listen to my statement very well. If you wait to get it, you will never get it. It's that simple. If you wait to get it, you will never get it. Listen, look at great corporations today. None of them started with everything intact. They started with what they had, right? So you've got to start with what you have. You know, there's an inspiring story I found in the Bible, and it's a story of the sons of the prophet. And they said to their master, I call him the mentor, they said to their mentor that where we are is too small for us. Let's go and get wood, let's go and get plants, let's expand where we are. They actually desired a new level. Now they got to where they were cutting the wood, and something happened. The axe head fell. The axe they were using to cut the tree fell. This is what caught my attention. The guy said it was borrowed. Now this is the point. That means they didn't have everything all together when they said to their mentor, let us go and expand the place where we are. We really desire a change. They didn't have everything all together, but they took a step. A lot of us, we are sitting on the same spot. In our business, we can't scale it, we can't develop it, we can't grow. We have not started projects, we've not started reaching out to our markets. Why? Because I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. Listen, let me say that again. Nobody had it all together when they started. Great corporations today, they started with what they have, right? If you wait before you get it, before you start, you will never get it. So you've got to start from where you are. Those guys actually desired.
My name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I help business owners and entrepreneurs to do more, right? And on this video today, I want to talk to business owners about questioning. Quite a lot of innovations or inventions we have in our world today were actually bettered because someone asked questions, or even nature asked questions. So the more questions you can ask, the more answers you get. Now, the more intelligent questions you ask, the more intelligent answers you have. One time during one of our trainings, I remember somebody asked me that which one is more important, questions or answers, which I answered him. I said I've never given it a thought, but now that he asked, let's think about it together. Will there ever be answers if there were no questions? No, it's the questions that brought answers. Now, even if answers were here and we do not have questions for them, we will never value the answers because we will never know there are answers to questions. So really, questions and answers are like two sides of a coin. They're like two wings a bird fly with. Now, you need to ask questions consistently. Phil McKinney said, if we ask questions every night, that what question have I asked today that have brought new ideas or that have brought growth to my life? He said many of us will be better off. And I agree with that. If your business is wherever it is right now, it's because there's a question you are yet to answer. If we all do what McKinney says, we ask ourselves questions every night to say, what question have I asked myself, or what question have I answered today that have moved my venture forward a bit, that have moved my life forward a bit? I think we will all be better. But it's because a lot of us do not ask questions, and it's not our fault. While we were growing up, they made us feel like only dumb people ask questions. Most times when kids ask questions, they shut them up to say, do not ask such questions. And the interesting thing is, smart people ask questions. As a matter of fact, smart people ask intelligent questions. And once the questions are answered, then and there is a way, there is growth, there is progress, there is improvement, right? So we are here today because nature has questions and we've answered them. We have some answers. Some innovations sprang off because of answers we provided. People ask us questions. Everything is asking questions. But the more answer you can provide as an entrepreneur, the better for you and your business. In the next video, I will be talking about the 7 persons you should ask questions. Because if you don't know the people you should ask questions, then you might just be stranded, right? So thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Bolaji Babalola. I am just your boy.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I want to say welcome to the Startup Conference. We've planned this, we've waited for this, and here we are. I will be sharing my screen. Okay. Sorry, I need to get my screen up. All right. Okay. I have a lot of messages coming in. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Good evening. My name one more time is Bolaji Babalola, and I'm certain you know that. I know you've been looking forward to the Startup Conference, and here we are. I promise you this is going to be a great weekend for you tonight and tomorrow night. All the speakers are excited. We had a meeting Thursday night, and the whole room was really bubbling. So tonight, I'm taking the first session, and I'm going to be speaking on redesigning your experience. And Oge Koro will be coming after me. She's a very dynamic woman, and I'm sure you're going to be blessed. I have 20 minutes to do this, and I really want to be as fast as I can be. And I want you to please follow me and ensure that you pay attention. So let's start. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. When we talk about experience, we're talking about an event or occurrences which leave some kind of impression in the heart of people or in their mind that has affected them psychologically. And this actually plays a role in whatever the future brings, in whatever you do in the future, so to say. I know this, and I tell people clearly that every man is playing a program. We are all playing a program. Some are aware, some are not aware, right? So, but the truth is, everyone is playing a program, and the program you play tells the result you get. So here, let's look at this. These are few things that affect your experience, so to say. Number one is your environment. I'm not putting them in the order of importance of how they affect us actually. They all do. Your environment, your relationships, the happenings around you, your society, right? The place where you grew up. A lot of people, your family background has a way it plays on you, right? Happenings around us. When I talk about happenings around us, what I'm talking about is some people, they traveled, maybe you're traveling and there was an accident or something like that. Seeing the incident, seeing the casualties or the victims, seeing that thing alone affect a lot of people sometimes, right? That 10 years, 15 years down the line, it still forms some kind of belief in them, some kind of experience which they can. So I said the environment, the relationship, the happenings, the society, they all affect our experiences. To have a different experience in life, you have to change your belief system, right? Which is very important. Now look at this. I said your values, your beliefs, your attitudes are formed and bonded over time through the influences of family, friends,
society, and life experiences. I hope someone understand that. So a lot of us hold very definite views on just about everything, almost everything. Everything we have our different views. We do not think like other people. We think based on what the environment, the friends we've had, the family we had, the society we have, of the life experiences has exposed us to, right? So we all have this, and at the end of it, there are a lot of people that says no one is going to change my mind for me, and you are absolutely right. Nobody can change your mind until you are willing to change your mind. So remember, the family, the friends, the society, and the life experiences you've seen over the years, they have formed some kind of belief in you. And that's why I said everybody is playing a program, but some are not even conscious of the program they are playing, and they are self-sabotaging themselves. They are self-sabotaging programs, so to say. All right, let's go on. So this is what I designed. Look at this. We all know what an iceberg is, right? So look at what you see on top there is the result, the outcome, the productivity, the performance, the profitability of your business or whatever it is you do. But the real deal actually is down there. The real deal is down there, down, 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 down there, just like an iceberg. You all know what an iceberg is, and but down there are your values, what drives you, these your beliefs, the convictions you have. Now these that we do not see are the one that affect that which people see. I'm going somewhere and I want you to follow me tonight. The beliefs, the conviction you have, the passion you have, the thing that drives you, that motivates you, that pushes you or inspires you to do things or to think in a certain narrative. These are the things that brings the result we see. And you know the interesting thing is, I might not know what you're thinking, I might not know your belief, I might not know the perception of things you have deep within you, but the outcome, the result, the values, the productivity, the performance you bring forth in your career or in your business tells me actually. Because listen, I do say to people that success is a pattern. Failure also is a pattern. So if you are playing a program and you are following the particular pattern, you can anybody can tell where you will end, right? So let's go on. Now I say here, I said different people in same condition with same resources, same exposure, yet different result. You get what I'm saying? Different people in same condition with same resources, same exposure, yet different result. So that shows you that the problem is not internal, right? The problem is not internal. The problem is not external, is internal. The problem is never external, it's internal. Because if I give you the same thing on the outside and I put two people inside that same circumstance, that same scenario, and I still have different results, that means there's something inside that I do not have control over. And that's true. That's true. You find people running the same business in the same locality, in the same area, with the same opportunity, but you find one just having different results. And it all starts from the internal value, not the external this time, right? So it's important that we all understand this. Redesigning your experience does not start from outside. And that's the problem we all have. A lot of people want to start changing the narrative from outside, but really, it's got to be changed from inside, right? So let's go. Look at this. This is how some people live their life. They pick the value from the society, they communicate it to themselves. Because we communicate with ourselves, we have the intrapersonal communication and we have the interpersonal communication. So either you communicate with someone or you communicate with yourself. You're communicating, you get the value from the society, you get the program from the society, and you are playing that program continuously in your daily lifestyle, right? Now this communication becomes a belief. It becomes your belief system. It naturally becomes a whole part of you. You sleep, you wake up, and you are just programmed to think and to act like that, right? So the society transfers the value to them. The value is being turned to communication. They think about it, they ruminate on it, they communicate it with themselves, and it forms a stronghold. It becomes a belief system in them. Then this becomes their reality. This is exactly how a lot of people are living, right? And you know, our world is so noisy and so compelling these days that if you are not careful, if you are not strong on your belief system, the society is going to sell something else to you. And we live in a society where, let me talk to all entrepreneurs and young people watching this video now or when you watch it later, let me tell you, there are you've got to go to the extreme if you want to be known, extremely known. If you want to be extremely wealthy, if you want to be extremely influential, you have to go to the extreme. What do I mean? Let me explain that. You've got to go to the left extremely, or you go to the right extremely. Now you go to the left extremely, you are a guy, but you just want to become a lady. You are a lady, you want to become a guy. You just want to show you are mad, insane, right? You see people that go to the extreme and the world follows them because a lot of people are just confused, right? They are just confused. So the society tends to sell to us how we should think, how we should reason, and it's not just because of that. The economy also does that. A lot of things happen. The policies the government brings out doesn't help SMEs, in quote, and then because there is a policy that doesn't really help SME, you start thinking like, can I make it in this country? Can I ever make it in this industry? Can I ever make it in this business? Because the society, the community in which we live, we work, we dwell, we do everything we do is trying to sell some things to us every day. Right? So when he sells it to you, you pick it up, you communicate it with yourself, you ruminate over it, you digest it, then it becomes a belief. Right? Then that belief over time becomes the reality. I don't have so much time, so let me run. Now, looking at this side, when you talk about the society and the reality, the results you have, the things we can see, they are external. The communication and the belief on this side, they are internal. Can you see? Look at it this way. So, which means a lot of people start from the society, remember, which is external, to go to the communication, which is internal. Then they form the belief, which is internal, and they show the result on the external part. So we see what the society has given to them, they take it into their factory, into their production unit, their mental part, and they develop it and bring it out as a result. But that's not how to live. The best way to live is to start from internal, knowing who you are, knowing what you want to do. You communicate that to yourself regularly before you bring it out. Then you put that to the society. The society shouldn't tell you who you should be. You should tell the society who you are, right? Now let's go on because of time. So how do I actually redesign myself? Let's start from this. Number one is you've got to reprogram your mind. Choose a new pattern. You've got to reprogram your mind. Listen, I said it when I started that success is a pattern and failure also has a pattern. There's always this clue. Success leaves clues, right? You look at someone and you see the step the person takes on a daily basis. You can absolutely tell where the person will end. Now, someone is in a medical school doing the training, doing everything. You know what? You can look at the person and say, this guy is going to be a doctor. Why? Because you know the daily routine, you know where he takes his lectures, you know where he takes his courses, you know what he does. Everything he's doing for the next 7 years is pointing him towards becoming a surgeon or a medical doctor, right? Because that's what he does on a daily basis. The same thing with you. You can look at your daily plans, at your daily steps, at your daily routine, and tell yourself, this ritual that I'm following, this is where I'm going to head. Reprogram your mind. It all starts from the mind. It all starts from the mind. I tell people, you know, I deal with a lot of SMEs, thousands of them. I have them in my community, and I see this trend almost with every business owner. You know what? They just put up on their pages every day and say, we are open for business. I said to them, I say this often, and I say, listen, Business does not open when the store is open. Business is not open when the store is open. Business is open when the mind is open. Stop saying we are ready for business when you are not mentally ready. When you're mentally ready, that is when business is opened, right? So you've got to reprogram your mind, and this has to be intentional. You've got to choose a new pattern. If you are following a pattern, that pattern will lead you to where it's leading you. But if you do not see that place as your destination, you've got to change that pattern, right? You've got to change that pattern. It's important. It's important. So the first thing you've got to do is sit there and ask yourself, what program have I been playing? Years ago, several years ago, we had this VCR. You all know this video cassette recorder. There's this cassette we have. You put that cassette into the video player. Whatever is in the cassette, you can't see it, right? But when you put that cassette into the video player, it plays and you can see what is in that cassette on the screen. The same thing with your life. Your life is the screen we can see. We might not see what you are playing, but we can see what your business is revealing. We can see what your career is revealing. We can see what your marriage is revealing. We can see what your life is revealing. So there is a program you are playing if you find this on the screen. So if you don't like what's on the screen, you've got to change what you're playing. Simple, right? So the first thing is choose a new pattern. I need you to sit down tonight, talk to yourself, ask yourself, what are the things I need to change? Number two, join a community. Choose a new site. Choose a new site. You've got to see new people. You've got to see new things people are doing. Yorubas will say that if you have not gotten to someone else's farm, you will say your dad's farm is the largest. You've not seen what someone else is doing. You've got to join a community, follow a new set of people. If the people you are following can't take you to where you want to be, it's time for you to change them. Listen carefully. We did not choose our family. God gave us the family. We did not choose them. But we've got to choose our friends. We've got to choose the people we hang out with. It is not by force to hang out with people. Success is not emotional. That's what Dr. Von King will say. You don't become emotional with your destiny and say it's because I owe him, I owe her. Forget about that. That's rubbish. If the community in which you belong right now is not promising you the future you see, then it's time for you to get out of that community and choose a new community where you have a new site, right? I don't have so much time tonight, a lot to say, but we just have to run. So join a new community. I have a community that we run for 30 days in a month, and oh my, if you're interested in that, send me a DM. We teach principles and practices, strategies through which you run your businesses and projects and ideas for one single month. 30 days we run with that. Now let's go on information. Choose a new diet. Choose a new diet, guys. If what you are eating can't take you to where you want to be, then choose a new diet. Information, education, go for knowledge. Be hungry. Dr. Von King will say the difference between an eagle and a vulture is their diet. Stop living as a vulture. A vulture waits. In fact, a vulture will see an animal that's about to die, and the vulture will perch there for days until that animal dies. But an eagle sees what he wants and he goes for it swiftly, right? Because their diet is different. Choose the information. Be intentional about the things you listen to. Be intentional about the things you hear. Choose a new diet, right? Guys, choose a new diet. You know, sometimes I'm awake as late as 3 a.m. and what am I doing? I'm just on YouTube because there is a particular thing I want to learn. A couple of weeks ago, a client reached out to me and they wanted to do some certain things. I don't say I can't do things. I didn't even tell any of my team. I didn't tell any of my staff about it. Overnight, I just sat down on the YouTube. I sat down on YouTube and started learning and listening to people about it. Do you know I found the way the following day? There is nothing impossible. All it needs is just more time and more effort. There is nothing impossible. Let me say it again. I did a video one time. It's on my YouTube. You can see that I said there is nothing impossible. Everything impossible only needs more time and more effort. So choose a new diet. And finally, choose a new walkway, which is a mentor. Have a mentor. Listen, there is nobody on earth that will survive, that will succeed without having a mentor. And I say that again. There must be somebody that is inspiring you. There must be somebody that is challenging you. There must be somebody that is fighting you. There's somebody that is pulling you. There's somebody that is pushing you, right? Someone must push you. Somebody must. And listen, there is no new pathway. No new pathway. We are only discovering it. People have passed through it before. We are only finding it out. Now look for someone that, and I tell people about mentorship that you can't have one mentor, and that, let me be very frank with you. For me, I have someone I speak to about marriage. For me, I have someone I speak to about spiritual issues. So for me, I have someone I speak to about business. For me, you get what I'm saying? Because you just see this pattern and this trend in them, and you just feel this is the person that can help me, right? Because of time, I won't be able to share a lot of story. But the truth is, most of the things I've done today or I'm doing today is because someone challenged me to do it. Someone did, right? So reprogram your mind. That is choosing a new pattern, a new lifestyle, a new ritual, right? Join a community, choose a new site. The things you think you see needs to change. Don't just hang around people that keep saying it's impossible, right? Hang around people that can tell you it looks impossible, but we can make it happen, right? Now, choose a new diet. What you eat determines how strong you become. Choose a new, stop eating rubbish. Stop digesting information that won't help you. Stop gossiping, right? I tell a lot of business owners that the moment, the hours they spend on gossiping, maybe if they put it on their business, it will be better. And number four, mentorship. Choose a new work, right? Thank you very much, guys. I think in 20 minutes, I've been able to do a lot. I've been able to bless you. I've been able to impact you. I've been able to transfer new knowledge to you. But remember this, if you want to change anything, you want to redesign your experience, it starts from inside. It starts from inside. My name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm your key partner when it comes to business development, structuring, and capacity building strategies. Before I go, let me quickly share this with you. My screen. Okay. All right. Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, good. All right. I hope you guys are still there. Now, in the month of April, I'm doing what we call $1 business class. Yes, you heard me right. $1 business class. And what's $1? That's 550 naira. That's amazing. And the class is going to run for 5 days. $1 business class. So yes, I'm doing this for you. How do I run 5 days classes for $1, 550 naira? Yes, I'm doing that just for you, right? And I want you to take that opportunity. I want you to take that privilege. By the end of this month of March, if you do not sign up for that class, by April, it's going to become $5 business class. It's not going to be $1 business class anymore. So the details will be dropped in the chat box before we finish tonight. The next speaker is still coming up, but there is a video I want us to see after I leave here. I want to believe the video is ready. You watch the video, and immediately after that, you have the next speaker. Thank you very much for joining the Startup Conference. Remember, this is built so that you can enhance your productivity, your performance, and your profitability. And I trust all the speakers because I know them. They are my friends. We've been here for years, and I know they will give you value these 2 nights. Thank you. I am just your boy.
Hi, my name is Bolaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I've been here for a while, and I'm this kind of person that's sought out for information and for knowledge. I've learned quite a lot of things in years gone by. But one of the most important lessons that Dr. Obon King has taught me, I was with him in the office one time. We spent like 4 or 5 hours talking that day. And he took me into his bath with a glass of water, very clean water. And he showed it to me. He said to me that this is exactly how we were
when we all came into this world. All of us. You watching me, you were like that. The innocence was there. But he said as we kept growing, the environment in which we grow, the people we meet, the so good experiences we have, and the not so good experiences also, they had to us. Some in that process got contaminated. The people we meet, the experiences, the family we grow up, the background we had, and all of that contaminated our mind, that we lost the innocence. So how do we get rid of this? Because if you do not alter that, you might not do well in business, you might not do well in marriage, you might not do well in career, you might not do well in most things, because what affects us are not basically the things outside, but the things we allow to stay inside of us. So he said to me, there is something difficult, but it's very possible to do. And he took me into his bath, put the glass cup by the tap. He opened the tap, and as the water kept pouring into the tap, there was this major purification. Every dirt inside the water started moving out, started going out, and at the end of it all, the water inside the cup was as plain as it was at the beginning. Now, he said to me that if any man would like to change his paradigm, would like to change the situation in which he is, he needs to look for information. You need to listen. You must be deliberate with the people you hang out with. You must be deliberate with the information you allow inside of you. You must be intentional about your growth. So pouring in intentionally the materials you need, the content you need, eating them up can actually eradicate whatever it is that is inside of you that has been contaminating you. So the same way he showed me that glass cup, and at the end of it all, we have clean water, the innocence was restored. The same way you can also change your own life by listening to people that matter. You've got to be intentional. You can't just wake up and listen to anything. You can't just wake up and go anywhere. You've got to be intentional. People are making it in business. People are having great homes. So don't say marriages are not working. It depends on what you allow inside of you. Always remember this, that it's not the things that are outside that contaminate us. They are the things that we allow inside of us that matters. So we live intentional about your growth today. Thank you for watching. My name is Bolaji Balola, and I am just your boy.
Hello, good evening, everybody who is watching this conference. It has been an amazing few minutes. I mean, it's just how many minutes into the conference, and it has been amazing. Welcome, everyone who is watching from YouTube, Facebook, and every other place that you are joining from. Drop it like it's hot at the comment section. Drop it like it's hot. If you're here, say I am here. Say I am here. Say at the comment section, drop it like it's hot. I am here. All right. Okay, so of course, my name is Oge Stephanie Shacks Ikoro. I won't even go into much of introduction. I don't know if I have time for that, but don't worry, we will meet somewhere. Okay, so my name is Oge Stephanie Shacks Ikoro, and they call me the content surgeon, right? So I help entrepreneurs like you, help them teach them how to create contagious content that gets their possible buyers to empty their wallets and pay them for their products and services. Yes, I see you all. I see you all dropping it. Joy says, I'm here. Chinyere says, I'm here from YouTube. Okay, from Facebook too. I see you. Awesome, awesome. Keep it coming. Now, let us just, dig in without wasting time. Now, I am going to be speaking to you on the very topic, the content as the new gasoline to earning consistent income online. Somebody drop gasoline in the comment section. It's going to be an amazing session, right? But before I dive into that, I want to commend the previous speaker. Um, Balaji has been an amazing. I learned something new, that everyone is doing a program. Did you know that? Did you guys know that we are all doing a program, right? Amazing, amazing. And he told us things to do, like reprogram yourself, join communities, have a mentor, things like that. Come on, I learned something. I took out something from that. And just, before we dive into this section, if anyone is distracting you, please let the person just get your pen, get your paper beside you, because I'm not going to put myself on repeat, right? Okay, so content as the new gasoline, all right, that will earn you consistent income online. Now, I'm not going to go into the history of content and all that. Come on, we all know what that is. But guess what? In 2016, I didn't know what that was. I'm ashamed of myself, right? In 2016, can you imagine? I was doing something like creating content, writing, journaling and all that. I never knew it was called content. I never knew what I'm doing. I'm developing a skill. I didn't know that until later years. Come on. So, for the benefit and purpose of those who would ask, okay, what is this content? What is she talking about and all that? Okay, just in simple parlance. No big grammar here, or big definition, right? Is anything you put out there. First of all, if you have a product and a service, anything you put out there to convince your potential buyer, your potential customer, your potential client, to convince the person to exchange their money, their hard-earned currency, for the value, of course, that you gave, in form of persuasion. Persuasion is not force, right? Persuasion, what I mean here is having a good offer, and things like that. So content is, don't even think is like a big deal, right? It is not like, oh my goodness, there is so much. I want to diffuse that misconception that you have, the definition and all that. Content is around you, is everything around you. Like, as you're speaking now, as you're in your room now writing or listening to this, is this content. When you take a snapshot, put it out there on social media, you've created a content. Did you see that? Right? So it's not like, is but it has a procedure. It's a learnable skill, right? It's a learnable skill. You don't just go throwing out pictures and all that, in there. But content is all around you. That's one thing I want you to know. Now, content is the most potent weapon. Hallelujah. Is the most potent weapon you can use to grow your social media. Is the most potent weapon that you can use to grow your business from zero, from practically making nothing to making it huge. When I mean huge, lots and lots of money, right? It has been tested, it has been proven, it has been reproven, if there's a word like that, right? So never doubt for a second that your content, doesn't have a role to play when it comes to your business. First of all, did you know that Forbes says that is it three? The knowledge industry is what is going to be worth 360 $65 billion in the coming years. Now, each time I look at that figure, I ask myself, where is my market share? And that is the question you're supposed to be asking yourself. Somebody type in the comment section, where is my market share? Because your market, whether you like it or not, your market share is supposed to be in that very money. This money I'm telling you about now. Whether you like it or not, everybody is trying to cut their own market share in this very money, right? And how do you do that? Your content is going to help you cut into this market share. Your content, what you share, who you are, what the personality, what you put out there will help you cut into this, $365 billion. Like each time I say it, I have chills all over my body, right? Oh my goodness. So, how do you begin? Yes, I see people from Facebook dropping, where is my market share? Awesome. Where is your market share? Is the question that needs to reset your head. You heard Balaji talk about questions. You have to be asking empowering questions, right? Not questions that have no answers, questions that have, that are open-ended. Something like, why me? Lord, why me? Oh my goodness. Why? Is that a question? It doesn't lead you to anywhere. When you ask empowering questions that will lead you to an answer, then you will begin to explore, you will begin to experience change in your business, right? So how will content help you? First of all, you know what, gasoline is. Now, okay, let me give you an instance, because I'm using this instance because I saw it live happen. Have you ever witnessed where blue gas, right? Blue gas and fuel, mixed together, right? And it was all in flames. Oh my goodness. You need to see it live. I saw it live and direct. So that is how your content can blow up your business. Your content, whatever you put out there, can be the next big thing if you take it seriously, right? So that's what we mean by gasoline. It is the new way of earning. In fact, if you get paid online today, I'm sure you did not get paid by sleeping, just sleeping, and you wake up in the morning, money is inside your account. No way. I am sure online, when you get paid, is because you try to help somebody. You try to explain to somebody, right? Something, the person is finding it difficult to do. So which boils down to you solving a problem. So the first thing you do is find a problem. Now, the problem you are solving, because some people are solving the wrong problem. Some people are solving the problem that their audience do not need. Do you understand? You have to understand your audience. You have to understand, who are you talking to? Identify the person. Who is your persona? Call the person by name. Draft it and say, yes, I am for this person. If it's Adeze, say, Adeze is my target audience. She lives in Lekki, phase 2. She drives a Mercedes Benz. She goes to work from blah, 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 place like that. Describe your target market. Because if you know your target market, it will help you narrow down which kind of content will solve the problem that they are facing. Somebody drop it at the comment section. Say narrow down. Narrow down. You need to narrow down, identify who you're talking to, so that when you create that content, boom, is there for you. You're speaking directly to the person that wants to hear it, right? So the next thing after identifying your problem and knowing who you want to talk to is, hello, build your personal brand. Build your personal brand. Your personal brand is not who you want us to believe that it is you. Your personal brand is the thing we'll make from our imagination, from our brain, from looking at you, your footsteps, and everything you do on social media, anything you do out there. Yeah, I see you, Oluwatoyin. Thank you so much. Everything you do out there. So your personal brand is who you are when you're not there. Honestly. Now, I don't know how many people are here right now watching me, but after speaking to you today, whatever you make, whatever conviction that you have in your mind and head, and whatever you think of me is what is who I am, right? I can't come now and tell you, oh, think of me as the this, as the that, and that. Yeah, we say our names, right? But that's not the that's not the that's just a 1% of the whole journey, right? You have already made your conclusion of who this lady is, right? So the next thing is, your personal brand is as important as the product or service that you're trying to sell to us. I'm telling you, I kid you not, is as important as what you are trying to give to us. Because if your personal brand, if you don't take it seriously, that's the way we take you. That's the kind of customers you attract. Do you see where this thing is linking? Do you see how it's coming from? Because if you personally brand yourself in such a way that you attract Aboro people, if you personally brand yourself in such a way that you attract, another kind, and maybe your eye is in another kind, right? It's because they are watching you. It's because that's what they think of you, right? So be careful about your personal brand. Next thing is, make sure, but even before the personal brand thing, make sure you're solving a problem, right? When you identify your target market, make sure you're solving a problem. Who is not solving? You think that maybe that idea that you have, maybe your problem, the thing you want to do doesn't make sense. It doesn't make meaning. Nobody would buy. Nobody would listen to me. Nobody will hear me if I talk. Oh my goodness, I'm afraid of sharing my mess. I'm afraid of sharing my pain. I'm afraid of sharing the things I went through. Newsflash, do you know I came out from a mess? I became who I am today because somebody laughed at me in 2016. Hello? Yes, my mess became my message. I was laughed at. I was laughed at for not knowing how to create content. I told you I didn't know what it was. So how dare you laugh at me? I put up a post, and that post stayed there for 2 good years, 2 freaking years. I never knew what to write. All I do is scroll the whole of social media, watch celebrities and all that. Just like you. You might be doing the same right now. I was like you years ago. And people started laughing at me. I should close down my Instagram page. I should close down my social media, things like that. That, the laughter was so much that I had to go. The kind of laughter somebody will laugh that you have to go and think about your life. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I just had a surgery, right? I had a surgery. So I was finding things difficult. I was trying to readjust because all I was doing then was I was doing an offline business, which I was making millions, right? But I was stressed. I was really, really stressed, right? So when I now had that surgery, that was it for me. That was it for me. I couldn't do anything offline again. So the next move was just to scroll away my life, watching celebrities every now and then, load data and all that. And when these people laughed at me, the new me was born. Now, instead of now taking that pain to, turn it into anger against them, I turned it into, another thing, which is the goodness. So it tells you that whatever you're going through right now is your choice. Whatever decision you make is your choice. You can decide to turn it around to be good, or swallow it as a bad and accept it and remain where you are. Hello, is somebody hearing me? So if you're thinking now, example, if you're thinking that your content, whatever you want to put out there, doesn't make sense, look at this guy whose name is Happy Lanes. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Happy Lanes. If you know him, just put down in the comment section, Happy. I think his name starts with K, but K is silent. Happy Lanes is his name. The factory worker who quitted his job in 2020, just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he quitted his job. He quit his job, sorry. And the next thing was, he became a TikTok personality. He was out there, creating content, dumb, like he doesn't speak. In every of his videos, I've never even heard this guy say a word. And yet, oh my goodness, I don't even know how to pronounce the zeros. I don't know how to pronounce the zeros that is attached to this guy's name, right? And when it comes to money, right? So what problem did he come to solve? Life hack. He found a gap that people overblow things, that people, they overdo things as if it's something when they are, when it's meant to be solved, it's very simple. And he always ends his whenever demonstration, he will put his hand like this to end it, to show you that, look at this thing is simple, right? He says no word, and yet he ends in millions. Go to TikTok, look for his name. He's one of the most followed guys on TikTok. I think he's 180 million or something followers, right? On Instagram is 78 million followers. A guy who doesn't say a word, but he's solving a problem. Life hack. What of Lasisi Eleno? Let's look at him. Lasisi, the guy who rants so much, about Nigeria. He woke up one day and say, nobody's ranting. Nobody's ranting. Nobody's saying anything about Nigeria. I think I should fill that space, right? And he started doing it. And he is getting paid, no time to waste. He has followers. He has people who believe in him. He's solving a problem. He's speaking the mind of the people, and people love it. He's been paid as an influencer, as a comedian, as a this, as a that. He's everywhere. He's solving a problem. So just know that your product, your service, whatever you're coming up with, has to solve a problem. Let me not even go into details with more examples, right? But what of somebody like me? Somebody like me that I don't have any physical product, right? Apart from my newest baby right now, which is my book, all I do is digital products, right? So what problem am I here to solve? To help entrepreneurs, startups, who just gain access to the online space, or who have been there, who existing business owners. Like, I'm not called to personal people, right? You must have a business in mind, or you must be having a business already for me to help you. Either to help you find your message, your market, help you create your first digital or second digital product, and to even teach you how to create content that is contagious enough to attract your potential buyers to pay you for your products and services. That's what I exist to do. So how about you? What problem are you solving? What problem is you? If you know the problem, the content, the things you put out there now wouldn't be a problem, because, by the way, content comes in different formats, right? Whether it's video, whether it's audio, whether it's written, you put it in the best possible format for your viewers. If you understand them well, you would know what they like. You would know what they like to listen to. You would know what they like to see. If you ask them questions, the most important way of finding out what they like is through questions. I've put out random questions out there. Put out questions, ask them empowering questions. From the questions, you can even create a product. From the questions, you can create a service. Do you know that that's how I've been creating offers and services for people? From the questions that they have been asking. Okay, please, I am looking for someone to help me do this, that. And I say, oh, somebody, first person, second person, third person. Oh, no. There must be a need for it. And I go for research, right? So these are the things you need. I've talked of your personal brand. I've talked of identifying your market. I've talked of solving a problem. The next thing about your content as a gasoline, if you want it to spit fire out there, is your headline. You should know how to put out engaging or jaw-dropping headlines that can shut down the attention of anybody who is scrolling like me, that was scrolling like me in 2016. You know, we're so many now. Like there are so many of us now. Everybody, you know, most people, what they do actually is just to scroll and scroll and scroll. They close. They go to Facebook, scroll and scroll and scroll. They close. They go to Twitter. They scroll and scroll and scroll. They, you know, things like that. So a normal person, let me tell you this. Now, note this very well. A normal person, an individual, a person like me and you is exposed every day to 4,000 and something information. Do you know that? 4,000 and either 4,003 images or information in a day. It's chaos. You can imagine that. What that means is that what we see, both the ads, both the images, both the videos, whether YouTube, whether Instagram, whether, you know, Snapchat, whether we are exposed to 4,000 something information every day. So you can imagine your content needs to be an extra for you to shut down our attention to listen to you, right? It can't be normal. If it's normal, hello, you're just coming up. You're an upcoming artist. There's nothing bad about being an upcoming artist, right? We were all once there. After all, I didn't know what it was, right? But if you want to capture the soul of your audience, if you want to capture your potential buyers, you have to create a jaw-dropping content, you know, maybe cheat sheets or how-tos, you know, the how-tos, how to do this, how to do that. 7 ways of, you know, speaking confident in public. If I'm the type of person that is having this problem of, I'm not confident, I can't come in front of a camera, I can't do this, you know, things like that. If I see that type of post, whether in video, whether in audio podcast, whether in what's it called, written, maybe in a hashtag or something, and I'm scrolling, or, you know, in searches, I'm searching and I see that type of post, automatically it has stopped my attention. If I'm having that problem, I will go there and click. After now, the first thing is to go there and click, right? Second thing is, when they come, make sure you write something good. Make sure you're dropping something good. Don't just capture them, and when they come, they don't see anything, they go. Are you with me? Are you with me? If I'm making sense, drop it at the comment section that you are following, right? So it's not about just putting up the captions out there. It's all about writing something meaningful that will speak to their problem, right? So take, for instance, I put out a book. I launched a new book. I'm launching a book. I think today it was released on Amazon today, right? What is the book for? It's meant and intended. In fact, I've started a revolution to change everybody's online DNA. Not just everybody, startups, those who are looking to gain grounds in the online space. They just came, but they don't know how to navigate in the online. They don't even know where to start or know how to start earning from their brilliance, right? Because whether you like it, everybody is a genius. But for you to earn, there is a format. For you to earn and start getting paid, there are things you must do. And so I loaded it in that very book. for startups, and existing businesses who are not doing it right. If they read that very book, it's solving a problem for them to even gain more capabilities and begin to earn, right? So if they read that book, it will solve a problem for them, the problem of, okay, I now know how to do this, right? Even I talked about content and all those things, skills, personal branding, and all that, blah, blah, blah. Inside there, all of them are inside there. So before you release that product, you have to think, well, who is this product for? Is it speaking to their pain? Is it speaking to their pain? Is it speaking to what they want? Is it what they want to hear? But just in case, because somebody here might be asking me right now, what if I don't have, a problem to solve, or I don't know what to create for my audience and all that? Find a gap. There is always a gap somewhere. Find a gap. Brother Shaggy, if you are Nigerian, if you're in Nigeria, you should know Brother Shaggy, right? Brother Shaggy, what gap did he exist to fill? He said he's a fine boy Aburu. I've never heard that in my life. In fact, when this guy started, I was like, who is this one? He is the cutest Aburu guy I have ever seen. Like, I was like, duh, what is this guy? What is all this, right? But he is making you laugh, even with the Aburu-ness of the whole thing, right? So, and from there, he has even turned to a musician. From there, he has become a comedian. From there, he's going places, outside the country. He has become influencer for so many brands. So find a gap, right? See, it was Steve Jobs who said, if I ask people what they want, they will say they want, is it flying horses, right? That they want. So just in case if you ask them and they are requiring on their thing that, they want flying horses, right? Create something for them and make them want it. Make them demand it. How will you do this? You can do this by using storytelling. Take them on the journey. Create that product, right? Take them on a journey with you. Storytelling is a very powerful tool when creating content. If you want your content to speed like gasoline to your audience, involve storytelling. Very important. I've used storytelling in so many of my one-on-ones and so many of the places I have been teaching to convert, clients, right? I kid you not, storytelling is powerful. Just like the story I told you of how I was laughed at. That thing I told you now, I used it as a heading for my website, right? In one of my, I think is my content creation class. So when I ran a master class, advert or something like that, like 82 people came in. 82 people. Then it was 5,000 naira. 82 people. I asked them, why are you people here? What made you come? They said that heading, I was laughed at. Oh my goodness. So you see how your heading can draw in people. And they needed to hear the story. They wanted more, right? They wanted. So use storytelling, involve it in your content. It will help you a lot. Now, there is something called write. If you want to create a good content or great content, there's something called write. It has to be write is not R-I-G-H-T, right? In this case, the write is, now somebody type it out for me, R-I-T-E. It has to be relevant, R. It has to be interesting, I. It has to be timely, T. And it has to be entertaining. But sadly is that most people get this thing wrong. Now let's take it one by one, right? Is anybody there? Drop relevant for me at the comment section. Drop relevant. Drop relevant. I want to see it. Those in YouTube, those in Facebook, drop it like it's hot. I want to see it. Relevant. The first thing is relevant. You have to be creating relevant content. What does that mean? It means the type that is, that speaks to the pain or luxury or whatever, emotions of your possible buyers, your audience, right? That makes it relevant. If you're speaking Greek and they're speaking Efik or English, you're on your own. Most people are not speaking the language of their audience. Most people are not creating relevant content that has to do with what they are doing or what their I see you, Esther. Yeah, I see you. Or what their audience require. They are doing something else, right? Now, never you bother about likes or comments. Whichever platform or social media you choose, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's Pinterest and all that. They are all different platforms, right? It's the same way you use in creating content. You have to know their pain point. It has to be relevant to them. How do you know it's relevant? When you say stuff, it leads them. There has to be leads. When you drop your content is meant to do certain things. Is either to make them to carry out an action, which is a CTA, is either it leads them to somewhere. Your content can never just sit like that. It has to tell them something. It has to tell them something. Is it that you want them to know a story about you or what you went through today? Is it that you want them to tag some people? Is it that you want them to like? Is it that you want them to comment? Is it that you want them to go to the link in the bio? Or is it that you want them maybe to love you more, to create that trust for your brand and all that? Maybe that's what you want to achieve. Your content, every content you put out there or series of content you put out there should be able to do something for your brand. Either increase trust, awareness, things like that. So it has to be all planned. Don't just start throwing things randomly anyhow and think that it works like that. No, it doesn't work like that, right? So that's R, relevant. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Make it interesting. Even the most boring brand, there's a way to make it interesting. We must not be sleeping or closing our eyes when we're reading or when we go through your platform. Make it interesting. Use different formats. Use different, whether it's video. Sometimes when you put something in a template image, you know that it will be boring. Turn it into a video, right? If it's not what you feel like, oh, you don't want to show your face, turn it into an audio. People listen to audio, right? Make it interesting in a way that, oh, okay, we either smile, we either come to your DM, we either, do stuff. Make it interesting. Don't always make it boring. Let's say, okay, if we can use a mug company, people that sell, maybe a business that sells mug or something like that. You might be asking, what kind of content will they be creating or something like that? First, you have to ask yourself questions to get to the answer of what kind of content you create for that particular. You can ask yourself, who uses mug? That's who are the people in need of this mug, right? Why do they need it? Why do they need it? Of what problem does it solve for them? Why do they prefer mug to glass? Do you get? How do they even take care of this? How can I take care of this mug? Right? Now, see the question I'm asking. Now, let's create content with it. 7 ways to clean or 7 ways to keep your mug as crystal clean, or something like that. 7 ways to keep your mug crystal clean. If I'm the type of person that is looking for a mug, maybe I'm interested or something like that, I will click on that thing and learn. Did you see how these things are done? Now, let me try and come up with something else. You can also say, why mug, right? Why mug is preferred to glass, using glass. I mean, because people will be wondering, some people will be wondering, should I use glass or should I use mug? To solve or answer that question, you come up with a content headline, right? Why mugs are preferred 100% to using glass to drink coffee. Did you see that? So you have to think, my friend, your brain has to work. You have to draft it. You don't just wake up one morning and start throwing in things there. No way. Think of it. Content is everywhere, I tell you. But you have to plan it. You have to work it out, right? Next thing you have to do, I've said relevant, interesting, timely. It has to be timely. You can't create it when we don't need it. Example, selling Father Christmas hats in February. Who needs Father Christmas hats? All that Christmas clothes or Father Christmas PJs in March? How can you be selling it in March or creating content and telling us, no, now it's not timely, it don't pass? Let me add a little pigeon. I'm so sorry for that, but excuse my French. You don't pass now. So your content has to be timely to meet the needs of the people who are looking for those things. If you brought it out in December, we would have rushed it because everybody wanted to stand in front of a tree or behind a Christmas tree to snap with PJs. Families, they wanted to show off their PJs. Everybody was looking for PJs. So if you had brought it out and say, oh, this, that, we would have bought it and rushed it. So your content has to be relevant, interesting, timely, and lastly, entertaining. Please, when I say entertaining, I don't sorry, I'm talking through the nose kind of because I don't know what I'm trying to develop, a kata or something, so bear with me. So when I say entertaining, I don't mean you throwing in things from comedy houses. I see a lot of people make this mistake. Why are you turning your brand into a comedy house? Why is that? It's not right. Throw in things that that is relatable to what you want to point out, to what you teach, to what your brand stands for, is allowed. But bringing in things like apororo, all those things that don't concern anything about your brand in there, no, now you're turning it into a comedy house and all that. So they've been giving me signs to round up. I wish, in fact, content, this topic is not what you exhaust in a day. Like, it's not what you exhaust in a day. There are so many things. They have content that sells. They have content that creates awareness. They have content. There are different content you create for different stages, right? You don't just put everything and assume and put it there, boom, boom, boom. And I expect that, it works like that. No way. So another thing I want to tell you out there, if you want your content to be seen, as gasoline, if you want to start earning big time, you have to be consistent. Consistent is defined by you. Don't just listen to all those top leaders that will tell you consistent is posting 10 times a day or 20 times a day. You die of burnout. You would faint of burnout. No. You define what consistent means. If it's showing up once in a day, that's it. If it's once in 2 days, let your audience get used to let them catch the fire or get used to it that, August shows up once in a day or twice. Me, I show up once in a day or twice in a day. I have plenty things to do. Like, I don't show up 10 times a day, but I get paid. Hello? I have positioned myself in such a way that whether I am there or not, I get paid. So that's what you should be doing, right? So, right, get your content right. Remember, relevant, interesting, um, timely, and entertaining, right? I talked about use your clear CTAs. I want to round up now. I'm going to round up. I'm going to round up. Please, please, please. I wish I have all the time. But what I do know is I will let you join. My content creation school is free of charge, actually. They will put the link as soon as I finish talking. They will put the link on the screen so that you can join. It's a Facebook group where I will be teaching you everything about content creation. It's free. It's free. Just come in. So they will put up the link. Either you screenshot it or save it or copy it out and just go join in. And guess what? I'm shutting it down once it's 12 p.m. right? 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. whichever way it is. 12 o'clock today. I'm shutting it down, right? Because that's all I can do, right? So in conclusion, if you want to start earning in this online space with your content can pay you. Your content can give you, feed your family. Your content can take you anywhere you want to. If you seriously mean business, if you seriously pen down the things, plan, strategize, get a team that will help you, right? If you're a startup and you're doing it alone at first, yes, you can do it alone. But at some point when you grow, get a team to help you. Okay? And so when you do that, you can be able to help more people. Believe it or not, your content is king. That thing they say, your content is king. But it's only when the king is ready to take his rightful place. When you're not ready to take his rightful place, you go and be telling people, is it not this content I've been creating since? Nothing is happening. Don't mind all these people, all these aspire people. It works. It's just that you don't know how to do it. It's just that you don't know that it's a learnable skill. It's just that you don't know that I never knew it was a learnable skill, until I paid attention and learned. Right? I paid through my nose to learn everything I know today, right? So when you're serious about something, you will definitely get to it. So your content can be the next big thing to fueling your business, to giving you that growth that you are looking for, depending on your industry. Never play with your content that you are putting out there. Remember, your content is the most potent weapon you will ever need in this online space. My name is Oge Stephanie Shacks Ikoro, and they call me the content surgeon. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. I told people that you're going to burn the roof when you come in, and you did exactly the same. So I want to say thank you for your time tonight. I want to say thank you to everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, and everybody on my Instagram page. Like you heard, the link is there. Please follow her. I trust her to give you value for whatever she intends to do. That's the truth. And tonight has been a great one for me. I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. While we were doing this, I was thinking maybe we should have done 5 days
Thank you.
so that we'll have enough time to pour everything out to the people. But there's no way you can't teach everything. So try as much as possible to follow me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow my YouTube. Follow Oge also. Click the link she put up there. Screenshot it if you can't do that right now, so that you do that and before 12 midnight, because you said she's going to shut down that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down.
All right. So please follow us. The content we put out every day, you'll be able to glean something from it and redesign your story. So what she has just taught you tonight is how to use content to change your experience, to change whatever. Because Dr. Von King said to me one time, he said, Bolaji, whatever you allow in your business or in your life is not God's fault, it's your fault, right? So really, the way your story is, you can't say it's God's fault. You've got to change it. If you are not satisfied with the story you tell right now, you're not satisfied with the experiences you have, it's time for you to redesign those experiences. My brothers will be in the house tomorrow, Nia Tiba, Dr. Triple A, and Alfred Baker. I've known both of them now for several years, over a decade. So thank you very much, Oge, for being here tonight. Thank you to all our people. Thank you to the team at the back end. Thank you, Hiwale. Thank you, TY. Thank you, guys. You've been amazing, right? So 7:50 tomorrow, we are going to be here one more time. Don't forget what I told you. It will be on my page, the $1 business class. It's going to be the bomb. The bomb. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. We sign out here tonight. All right.
All
Good
right.
night.
Bye, everybody. Bye.